is a problem. It's dumb. It really is.
It's dumb. It's a little dumb.
So we're going to head out to Wisconsin, where there's been a lot of activity lately, and we're going to have a conversation with Andy. Andy, welcome to Steele Ungar. You're on with Ellis Hennigan.
Hi, how you guys doing?
Good,
hey,
man.
Andy.
Good. My comment kind of, the guy before me was a perfect example, and I kind of experienced this firsthand back in the Romney-Obama election. And, you might hate a candidate, but when you look at the other side, they're way worse. So when you go into the voting booth, it doesn't matter who you like. You're going to vote for the best chance to defeat that other candidate.
Right.
So I think that's why people do that. And back in that election, I was a big Ron Paul supporter, but I went into the voting booth and I kind of thought, he doesn't have a chance. So I ended up voting for Romney anyways, even though I really didn't like what he stood for. But he was.
So that was during the primary. During the primary, you did that?
No, that was the it might have been the primary, or maybe I don't remember which one.
So you didn't vote for Ron Paul, right? You didn't vote for him in the primary. You wound up voting for Romney anyway because you thought Ron Paul was going to lose, even though you liked him.
Yeah. So you're kind of torn within yourself. If you're very principled, you're going to vote for who shares your values.
Right.
But then you come into this internal conflict where you find, I'm going to choose the lesser of two evils. What's the best chance of defeating the person who I think is the most bad?
Yeah, but Andy,
we all do that to some extent. It's funny though, Michael. I want to shake Andy and tell him the same thing you were trying to tell me a minute ago, which is, man, you got to stick with your principles in the primary. Come on, if you have to fold later for the general election, but hey, this is the time to express yourself.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Now,
I agree with that, and.
How did you vote? I mean, you don't have to disclose if you don't want to, but what was your take on the Wisconsin primary, the whole Stop Trump thing, the emphasis in Love Fest with Ted Cruz, given that no one loved Ted Cruz, and how all that played out for you?
Well, personally, I guess I've changed in the last couple of years, and I decided I really am going to stand on my principles. So I didn't vote for any of the guys I didn't like, and I know it sounds kind of silly, but I voted for Rand Paul because he was on the ballot.
Right.
And I know he's not really in the race anymore, but he definitely aligns with my views the most. So, and I know it's the primary, so it doesn't matter too much, and I don't know what I'll do in the general election, but now I kind of, I'm with the other guy. I think you should vote for who you think is the right candidate, and I don't think there's a such thing as a wasted vote unless you don't vote.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I don't like that argument. Andy, I already know who you're going to vote for in November, even if you don't.
Oh,
you're going to vote. Mark my words, you're going to vote for whoever the Republican nominee is, unless maybe if Trump runs his third party, that might change things. Huh?
I would hope so. I mean, the fact that you only get two choices, I think, is pretty limiting. The two parties and the two choices, I think that limits a lot of people who don't share those two views.
Well, stay tuned because by the time you get to 2020 and 2024, all of that may change. Thanks for your call, Andy. We appreciate you, buddy. Let's head up to Jerry.